poppin', y'all? This is DJ with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to settle in the life that has been faithfully designed for you, or the ability to pave the path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So, hey, look, it's real chilly outside today. The weather be just having a mind of its own. So, I particularly like to be out in nature because it gives me a sense of calm and a sense of peace, because people and their emotions and demons and spirits sometimes just be wanting to trigger you and attack you for no reason. You feel me? So anyway, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that to all my beautiful queens out there, especially my black women, I just gotta have a video for y'all. Listen, the real kings won't feel no ways about this. The unhealed men out there will feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But again, I have to give us a lot of credit because I feel like we're the most underrated species of women in the world. Like, we are painted in a certain light for all the world to see. You know what I'm saying? And again, a lot of people may feel some type of way about this, but if the shoe fit, wear it. But I'm just speaking from my observation of what I see. I can't tell a story from somebody else's observation because I don't know what that's like. So I'm speaking from my observation, you know what I'm saying, of being able to understand the power of a woman in general, but especially a black woman. I grew up around black women, you know what I'm saying? I put myself in situations with black women. I seen them overcome challenges that didn't have no man involved. You feel me? They had to keep using the willpower and the strength they had inside themselves to continue to grow and fight the battles that they had to fight head on, even with two little bodies with them, or even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I think we are the most underrated species because a lot of people look at black women as mentally undeveloped, you know what I'm saying, products of their environment, disposable, prostitutes, whores, you know what I'm saying, lack of knowledge, you feel me, incapable of just doing anything, you know what I'm saying. You gotta really think of on the long-term spectrum of how that image has been presented to the world, you know what I'm saying, how oftentimes they are not searched for, looked after, you know what I'm saying. They're meant to just crumble under the earth, behind the fire, you know what I'm saying. They're left to the dust of not being capable, and it's sad because I've seen it so much in my life, you feel me, how much black women in general had to overcome, you know what I'm saying. And again, I go for all women in general because I've also been around non-black women that I've known that they got some sort of the culture in us though. Whether it's, you feel me, they hang around other black people, whether they smoke, they drink, like somewhere inside of them, their soul is attached to us. But if I'm being logical about where I come from, I have to be able to just paint a picture of my black women in general. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a different breed, but I love them. And I think it's because the drives they have behind themselves, the ability to survive, the ability to believe, have hope, the ability to overcome anything that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? The power of the heart to me is so very important and strong. I think we've lost it so much because we've been in a toxic world where the power of the heart was ceased to exist by people who wanted to dominate and control by manipulation and finesse. It's sad, but it's such a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta really point that out for a lot of women who were born with a good heart and they mean well. Their intentions are pure, but they've been oftentimes X'd out by people who didn't want them to fully use their heart because of what they've been through. You feel me? You got to look at how the dynamic is so strong that if you have a big heart, you know what I'm saying, and you're able to remain strong through everything you've been through, you're able to still care about people. People hate that. I don't know what it is about it, but they just don't understand why you haven't turned evil yet. Why is your heart so big? You feel me? Why do you care about people so much? You know what I'm saying? They will do whatever they can to oftentimes latch on to that and then oftentimes try to cripple it. You feel me? And I don't think people really understand the power behind a black, strong woman. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it, you know, be talked about, crushed, walked over, diminished, less of value, you feel me, to only still shine and still grow. You feel me? I gotta really just focus on my era in my life and what I grew up in. A lot of black men oftentimes growing up in the era I grew up in didn't want to date oftentimes the same culture as them. Why? Because we too strong. We gonna stand behind what we see and what we feel. And you gotta really think about a lot of times men especially don't like to be corrected. They don't want to be told where they're doing wrong at. They don't want to be told they need to grow. So what do? You settle for someone that's not going to do that to you, to where you can overpower them and control them. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm all for black love. Have I seen it in my life? Yes, I have. You feel me? I definitely have seen it in my life, and I truly believe that it exists. But you have to be willing to accept a person for where they are, and you accept them for where they are. You feel me? So for example, if you're willing to do that, you feel me, a relationship could work, but it just pertains to you. Like for example, y'all know I'm always gonna relate to this man because he's such an idol to me, but Nipsey Hussle, you feel me, invested all his money and all money in. He was successful. He was growing up the ranks. He had a Grammy nominated album. You know what I'm saying? He had a nice car. He had the jewelry. You feel me? I just don't think he lived long enough to be able to acquire the real estate. You know what I'm saying? Acquire the houses. And he was still in LA, but he managed to form a relationship with Lauren London, and I believe she had the house. And so that's where he would be. You know what I'm saying? The safety net for him, while he went out and did the part of him that he knew. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just an example of how if you accept somebody for who they are, you can be the cushion for them while they grow, and then let them blossom, you feel me, into other ventures. I believe she supported him in his mission. So you feel me? That while you do that, let me help you with this. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I know all women, especially black women, their main motto is stability. Like, stability has to be established first before anything. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it. I've seen it in my life. I've seen a black woman who've had a lot of kids, who've had maybe the max 2 to 3 kids. Make sure that stability is the foundation. Even if they have to, you feel me, grind it out and hustle out going through a rough period, that stability, that foundation, that home, that resting place is everything. You feel me? And because of me seeing that and being around that in my life, I'm also one who cherishes that. Like, your home is your safe space. You feel me? Your home is where not everybody is welcomed. Your home is where you allow people in that you trust or feel safest with the most. That's just me personally. I just don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, people let people they don't trust into their home, or people they don't, you feel me, have some type of bond with come into their home. You feel me? Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I truly believe that in my life right now, I had to go through a period where I'm growing inside myself, but prior to that, I've been in situations where I you feel me, never really had to be outside, because I've always had someone I could be able to go to. You feel me? That had that stability foundation. You know what I'm saying? And and I could go there. You know what I'm saying? But over time, you get to see, like, okay, I think the past me just didn't know which way to turn, and I would get too comfortable, and then you would see problems arise. But again, you feel me? Listen, I really truly believe that people in the world oftentimes have some of the biggest hearts, but in a world where the heart is something that if you use it too much, people will run over it, turns people into cold people. And I think it's time to reverse that. You feel me? Like, there's somebody that I miss for real, you know what I'm saying? That I really truly believe has a big, very big heart. You feel me? And is able to use it in a way to where people get attracted to it. But again, if you do not know how to fully walk in that, someone's gonna come along and stomp over it and make you feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to keep your light lit through it all, I think is the power. You know what I'm saying? And I listen, truly believe that so many black women in the world have the powerful hearts to be able to, you know what I'm saying, treat and give love to people, but were canceled out because of that power of the heart. You know what I'm saying? To where it turned them into their masculine side. They were just up to heels in the disgrace and the treatment and the abuse that they turned their heart off. You know what I'm saying? And they covered it up with their scars and their wounds. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being beat down so much for using the power of your heart that you resort to, you know what I'm saying, your life not physically matching up to where you are because of what you feel inside. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I know what it feels like to get beaten up because your heart is so strong. Your heart is so powerful. You treat people and give love no matter where people are in their lives. And some people just feel like it's their mission to take advantage of that. You feel me? I know this person is going to allow me to be who I am. I know this person is going to allow me to walk all over them. You feel me? Because they have the ability to have a big heart. But then when you put a stop to it, baby, and you start pouring into yourself, you feel me? People that don't understand the power of your heart will find some way to try to target you. It's sad, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to still walk out of that scarred, you know what I'm saying, but loving is powerful. Like, I feel as if personally for me to take the time out for myself to realize that I'm capable of love. I know how to love. I may have been, you feel me, scarred, you feel me, but I'm still me. I just got to figure out how to do it in the right way, which means I got to be able to let go of my toxic wounds. I got to be able to let go of my insecurities. I got to be able to have faith in who the fuck I am. You feel me? I got to be able to know what I can do. I got to be able to possess and believe in how strong I am. And that means that it takes time to be able to filter out the picture that people painted of you, of having such a big heart, and them putting their insecurities and pains onto you, whether it's through you loving them too much and putting yourself down, you feel me, or staying attached for longer than you needed to, that you diminish yourself in the process. You know what I'm saying? And I feel I've seen it so much in black women because, again, that's just what I was around. For instance, I'm just throwing out examples. I know somebody that I know that was a black woman that had all their stuff together, right? They were successful, you know what I'm saying? They owned houses, you know what I'm saying? They had a good job since before I was born, you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, their choice in men was just bums. And what I mean by bums is men who latch on to women for the benefit of being able to use them, but they cannot be able to equivalate or match them in a way. Like, if you're a woman that's scarred internally, you're gonna possibly build yourself up to have everything you want in your life, but when it comes to forming relationships with men, you oftentimes choose to link up with a bum because you want to feel needed. But when you're a powerful woman in yourself, you will understand that you do not even become attracted to someone that doesn't even match what you have. So this particular woman that I know was so powerful in my life, you feel me, but I felt as if the men she attracted to her were not ones that matched to her standards. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have nothing to offer her because she had got everything on her own. You feel me? If anything, they attached themselves to her to only make it to where now she has to pay for their choices as well. You feel me? And listen, it brings me to tears to know that oftentimes that could be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Is wanting to feel loved and wanting to, be involved with someone that knows your value, but you don't feel it in yourself. So you use your physical lifestyle to attract people that only want to leech off of you. You know what I'm saying? And it was so sad because I was like, damn, you got everything you could ask for. You the top notch of the top notch. You my motivation. You feel me? For wanting to be better, wanting to do better. You know what I'm saying? That I can't believe that you would settle for somebody that not even on your level. But again, it's not nobody's fault. It's just lessons you have to learn. You know what I'm saying? The women I've seen who probably thought that they were finding love in a man, so they kept having kids by every man they got in a relationship with, that they built up the burden on themselves. You know what I'm saying? To where it got too rough for themselves, but they did everything they could to make it through the fire anyway, by holding the fort down for their kids anyway, even though it was too much. Even though, you feel me, it was just a lot because of what they thought it was going to be. But they still held the fort down and made it through it to the other side, no matter how hard the battle got. You feel me? Listen, and I often seen that complex come from black women. It's the power of the heart, but the strength of a man. You know what I'm saying? The willingness to be able to persevere no matter what, you know? But you gotta realize the world we live in now is a balance between the heart and the strength. Meaning you need both to be able to grow. You need both to be able to survive. Because that's what's going to push us forward. Because, there are children being born into the world that need love and compassion to be able to understand who they truly are and not fall victim to what the world wants them to be. And you got to come at that with your heart. You can't come at that with, the strength and the willingness to be able, you feel me, to paint a picture on the outside while a person dies on the inside. It's about well balance all around, so that they can be able to grow in a world that's painted to be so dark. You know what I'm saying? And I have to just be real and understanding of the fact that I've seen that strength come from a lot of black women, and the picture they paint of us is just sad because we tend to use our hearts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men just cannot understand that if you're in the process of being a king or you're not a king yet, they just don't feel as if a black woman, let alone women alone, should be able to have their stripes for being able to hold the fort down and raise other human beings while they left to go be about them. You know what I'm saying? To not be able to handle the power of the heart because it didn't benefit them. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but it's the real. We don't get enough credit, and I think we should. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I also believe truly that a lot of women have the power of the heart, but they get intimidated by other women who have fully stepped into the power of their heart, and they're not being held back by beliefs or other things that is holding them back from being able to use their power of their heart. You feel me? Listen, I will give another black woman her flowers any time of the day. You feel me? It's attractive to me to see, you feel me, them be powerful and be strong and be able to, withstand the attacks, the things that they had to put up with that was passed to them through their bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Enough to be strong, enough to keep using your heart, enough to keep pouring out love, because that's what the world needs. That's strong to me, to persevere. You feel me? And again, we don't get looked at enough. We don't get understood enough. We're oftentimes have a pit where they dug for us to put us in. You feel me? Because it wasn't okay to use your heart, even though people loved it. For some reason, it just wasn't okay. So it's like a love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? So listen, never doubt yourself again. Never put yourself down. Never think you're not capable. And also, do not stay around anybody that wants you to dim your light in the power of using your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most valuable asset that you have right now, currently in this world, is your heart. People are going to want to latch onto it because people have lost their hearts so long ago. You know what I'm saying? People are going to want to try to downgrade you because they don't understand how you still have the power of love after everything you've been through. And listen, to all my black women out there, stand strong. The more powerful we become and who we are, the easier it is for kings to become who they are. You feel me? Because the power of the heart rules over everything. So you got to realize how necessary it is now for you to take whatever route is necessary to keep building up your strength and the power of the heart. It's needed in this world we're in right now. We don't get enough credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.